So we're back once again, and we're coming to sort of the conclusion of talking about Village Connector community. There's still some good stuff for you to listen to and for you to learn. So we covered what the Village Connector community is and what it's going to offer in terms of the pillars, the foundational pillars. And we talked a little bit about the infrastructure that'll help supply that or provide that foundation. So just kind of put a wrapping around what happens. How does somebody come in and participate in the village, and sort of what's your vision for? That's a lot of questions at once. The vision for the future, and so tell us everything there's left to tell.
All right, so let me see where we start with that. First of all,
Future.
I guess we'll talk about the future. So I basically have described what exists today in the form of our assets, our resources, our technology, our educational programming. What we want to see continue to develop, we are an evolving being, if you will, just like individuals are. So we're going to want to continue to become a clearinghouse on education and on community collaboration and cooperation. So in other words, we want to help people to continually refining their ability to work together within their local communities. And that might, we're open as to what that means. We want people to come to us and tell us what they need, and we figure out what resources we have to facilitate it. So that's why it's so important for people to get connected to us so that we're aware of what people need. One community might have a different need than someone else's community, and we have the ability to play a role in facilitating both of those if we know what that is.
And you mentioned something right there that I'm not sure got pointed out before. When people are thinking community, I'm thinking, okay, so the local area, our local networks here in this city, in this town. But this is going out to
nationwide.
That's right.
And
so
worldwide.
Their community, is that still our community, or are they working on theirs?
All right, so
Did I just confuse?
here's the big picture. How many different places on the planet do we have humans? Okay, that's the first question. And so if humanity is going to evolve, how many different places do we need to have an impact?
Okay.
So the village for us is everywhere humanity exists.
All right.
And so we really have a big mission here. The evolution of humanity is going to take a lot of hands, but many hands make light work.
Okay.
As long as the hands know what they should be doing.
Yes, and speak different languages, I'm thinking. But
Exactly. And see, here's the point. Some of the languages don't even matter because there are things we can do communication-wise that have nothing to do with being able to speak a language. We have a lot of sign language and it's understood universally.
Okay.
And some of it you can't use in mixed company.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Let's go on.
But here's the point. Here's the point. We really do want this to be a global effort. As time goes on, we see this becoming truly a universal village. And when people start thinking in those terms, it's kind of hard to fight with your brothers and sisters across the world when you see them as being part of the family, truly part of the family.
Boy, this is like We Are the World way back in the day.
Hey, they didn't have the technology back then to make this happen, so we're stepping up the game a little bit. So that's one thing that we see in the future. And then of course, one of the big things I think that local communities need, or place that local communities need to start, is to start having a dialogue with each other about what resources exist in their community. Who's got skills and talents? What skills and talents are there available in the community? And are those skills and talents being deployed in the best way possible? Something as simple as knowing that there's a music teacher that lives next door to you that is open to mentoring and teaching young kids instead of having them running around the street looking for Pokemon all night long. You know, little things like that. I mean, that doesn't sound like a big deal, but I'll tell you right now, I've always wanted to learn a musical instrument, and it was one of those things that just got put off and put off and put off because of, you know, the logistics of it, you know. But for someone that wants to learn, there's always somebody that wants to teach. We're just not aware of where that person is. So using the communications infrastructure is designed to connect people to the things and people that they need in their lives to improve quality of life across the world.
Wow.
So we're looking again to teach and educate local communities, ecosystems on how to kind of marshal the assets that exist within their local communities, voluntarily working together with each other. And of course, one of the big things that's going to make this work is continually extending an invitation to more and more people to become part of what we're doing. And so a lot of people ask, well, Glenn, how can I play? How can I be part of this? What do I need to do? And the first thing that people need to do is to get connected in the village. And the fastest and easiest way to do that is to simply go to our website at villageconnector.com, www.villageconnector.com,
Okay.
and get on the mailing list. We have a community mailing list where you provide your name, your email address, and your first, last name, and email address. And it gets you in a position to always be kept in the loop about what's going on, to stay connected in the village.
Okay.
We then share other ways that you can take advantage of resources that we create, help people when there's a need, be aware of what's going on that you might want to take advantage of. All of those things come from being connected from a communication standpoint. So our email list, if you will, is kind of the main communications tool. Now we have Facebook groups and we have other places you can get connected, but you can find out about all of those things by simply going to villageconnector.com, get on the mailing list, and then let us educate you on all the different resources that are available, where the personal development courses are, where you can get the health and wellness information, how to find out more about facilitating community economics at a very high level in your local community. All of that comes from getting started with just getting on the mailing list. So villageconnector.com is the best place to go to start that process, and the rest of it kind of falls into place after that.
Okay. And so as a closing point, if I'm watching this and I'm a solo business owner and I've got a million things that I need to take care of, and I was like, I know I should, but, and I know I should, but, and we let the buts get in the way. What kind of time is this going to take, and what kind of resource on that solo business owner in order to take advantage of all this cool stuff?
Well, the funny thing about time is that we sometimes focus too much on how much time we don't have rather than how we are using the time we do have. And I'm as guilty of this as anybody is, and I had to start realizing that because of the concept that many hands make light work, if I was willing to invest a little bit of my time differently, all this time that I don't have, I'd be able to gain greater leverage for something as simple as having more people become aware of my business without having to be introduced to it by me. Think about this. The more people that know you and your business, if they like you and your business, they're going to talk to other people about your business. But if you don't take the time to get connected, they don't know about you.
True.
You know, by just getting on the mailing list, you'll become aware of where you can be connected to other people. Other ways for you to get visibility within the Village Connector community, and that starts to buy back all this time that you're convinced you don't have.
Right, and I'm thinking of the services. If somebody's got a concierge business and you don't even know about it,
that's right.
Well, you find out about it, and my gosh, they can take care of things that you spend your time.
So if you're someone that values your time and realizes that you don't have a lot or enough of it, start thinking about where's the best investment of your time. If you get connected in your village and more people can then be your trumpet, be the person introducing other people to your business, doesn't that in turn buy back the time that you don't have?
So what last parting word do you want to leave with viewers?
I think that the most important thing I could leave with viewers is to encourage them to be the best they can be at who they are and what they do. That's what life is all about, is reaching your full potential as an individual. One of my favorite personal development teachers, a gentleman by the name of Wallace Wattles, is the author of The Science of Getting Rich. And he has a quote that goes, "You do no greater service to God and humanity than to make the most of yourself." And you know, it's not, for me, it's not a spiritual reference. You can substitute for God, you can substitute, you do no greater service to yourself and to humanity. I don't care what you call it, but the truth is, in that sentence, that you do no greater service to yourself and humanity than to make the most of yourself. And if we can just make that a lifestyle choice and then circulate and hang out with other people that are doing the same, we can create an energetic shift. They'll make it possible for everyone to enjoy a higher quality of life, no matter where they live. And that is the ultimate mission of Village Connector, an improved quality of life for all of humanity.
Wow. Thank you, Glenn, for being on the Faces Behind the Business.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, and you make sure, I'm Sylvia Henderson, co-host of Faces Behind the Business. Please make sure you come, most importantly, to villageconnectorcommunity.com. I'll see you in the community.